conscious means that you're conscious of what's going on in this world. You're fully aware and awake to what's going on in this world. That's what conscious rap means. So if you got conscious rap, that means you got unconscious rap. That means you got motherfuckers that's unconscious rapping. That means they sleeping. They still under a spell of Leviathan. They still under the spell of King.
Call me brother man, I'm not the rubber man. Though I keep my Nazis in affairs wrapped with some rubber bands. Bunning out the Ku Klux Klan and Wizard Grand Dairy Queen misters. Just butts of guns I'm giving. Trying to make more sovereign citizens. These minions help kill your prophet, stole your treasury millions. You heard it from your brother man, not a smother sellout. Sets links in K2 Kush days, keep me red out. I got the knowledge to make these silly hoes question the pimpin' directors of music videos. Gay laws and purses with strap-on boots with heels. Too much graphic art faces, boobs are not real. Since MCM and Troop, they use Timberland boots to get us all caught up in fashion, not the simple men roots. Got our people on dogmatic, not metaphysic. Exoteric, not esoteric is how you missed it. So out of it you couldn't feel the natural mystic blowing through the air like it didn't give a shit. I hear the dirty Moors dissing, cause I said profanities. A lot of these grand cheeks need to take off the panties. Pull the thong out your crack fest wearing bitch ass nigga. Return to where the prophet found you negro ass nigga.
Time to choose a side. You either positive or you negative. You either evil or you good. You understand what I'm saying? Choose a side, nigga. I know what side I'm on.
I throw a Molotov at the priest that works for the beast. All they want is our people to rest in peace. No intention of allowing more stress to ease. Cracker won't go home to spread himself the disease. Genocidal epidemic kill us in high proportions. Instead of mummified, we stay boxed in coffins. Mayors attend funerals for PR purposes. Where's the police escort? He replied with nervousness. He said, I don't have those numbers or connections to have Metro Police lead your friend's funeral procession. That's coming from Mr. Mayor, black community player. No question in the hoods dropping off boxes of weapons. Then blame black on black crime or natural causes. Plus those doctors are not on point but off a bit. Natural mystics prove they're not holistic. Hypocrite oaths make your children autistic.
I'm at the point now where I'm saying I'm tired of mixing the medicine with the food. I'm tired of playing that game. Now I'm shoving straight medicine that fucking broke, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Straight doses of medicine is getting shoved down your throat. I don't give a fuck if it turns you off or not.
Endless cipher with active Moors beat you like senseless. Have your mind defenseless when the truth enters. I flow reminds me of Omar Bay, Algonquin embers. Tap your pioneer, what's of mine remembers. All the lies told to your mind dismembered. Circle broken into quadrants, you the 7 in the center. Compass G between the square. Baphomet of Templars. Warlock, call on my witch mothers to maim them. The same wise spirits burned at stakes in Salem. Torture with vagina pain, survive bobbing for apples. Contort thumb, slide wrist out, tight shackles.
I always got something deep to say. Every time around.
Islam, and greetings, Moors. Welcome back to another episode of Pardon the Interjection. I am your host, Supreme L. And I want to give high honors, extremely high honors to your prophet, my prophet, our prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and all the active Moors. Here on Pardon the Interjection, we dig up information to divulge to the people in the upliftment of fallen humanity. And yes, humanity has fallen, and we must get up where we fell. And that's what we're doing now. And I have a special guest on today, and gonna be really enlightened. And I want to say for the record, I love you, Moors. And it's a beautiful time to be alive, Moors. With that being said, I want to get my brother up here on the line, if I can, right fast.
Greetings.
Islam family, we have the pleasure of on the line your good brother, my good brother, Brother Toriano ObaShango-El. What's going on with you, my good brother?
Hey, fella, how you doing?
Blissful, more, even more blissful now that I got you on the show. It's an honor and a blessing to have you on, my good brother.
Man, grateful to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. I would not have it any other way. How you doing today?
Man, all is well. Hope all is well your way.
All is well. 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 All is well Yes, yes. As long as I take care of the ancestors that we have, because you know it's daddy daycare here. So as long as I have the ancestors, man, I'm good, more.
I should.
Now, with that being said, I want to go in because there's some questions that I want to ask you, brother. And if you don't mind, I'd love to have you on the hot seat.
Okay.
First, I wanted to ask you, give us the family a little bit knowledge on yourself, how you came into the movement, and I know what you're doing with the movement, and tell us what you're doing with the movement.
Okay. Well, I first came into the Moorish aspect of consciousness with a book called Set the Record Straight I read back in 98. Malachi York, I first heard about wars and whatnot, but not to the aspect of Noble Kawali. And first time I ever seen an actual war was back in like 1988 when I was living in Atlanta, going to high school. And saw this brother downtown, and he had a red beard. And I asked him what in the nature of Islam. He said no, he was a Moor. And started giving me little bits and pieces of information. Then when I was, on another path of studying, but I would rotate with the brother because Atlanta's like a mecca. Well, at least it was at that time. In the 80s, it was a mecca of knowledge. I mean, people from all walks of life, various, Buddhists, Hebrew Israelites, you name it.
Islam.
All types of things.
Islam.
But as far as, the actual national aspect of it, that wasn't introduced to me until like 2005.
Okay.
And, I started learning about it, and, at the time, it was kind of, murky as to how are we Moors and whatnot, things of that nature. So, 2005 to 2006 and 7, I was doing my due diligence and, went down to the islands, Dominican Republic, and, heard a young lady actually tell, us who we are. And we are to get learned in school down there.
Right.
School educational system, in these places that, not here in what they call the United States, of America. Totally different. She had learned that the Moors, according to her teacher, she had learned in school that the Moors are the original people of the Americas and they own land. And that Atlantis was real.
Right.
But I first heard this in May of 2007. And after that, taking that knowledge, going and digging even deeper and finding, that the land was, claimed, and placed on trust, and use sanguineness and use solely perspective of who we are on the land, these things, man, and, Grand Governor Heru Anisiel in Atlanta and, other, pathways of knowledge and learning and things. That's what, pretty much what got me to this point now.
Right. Okay, well, good thoughts. And I'm going to just, pardon the interjection, I want to say, yes, I do know about the whole Atlanta thing because, yes, I lived in Atlanta for about 11 years, brother, still got family down there now, so I do know that is the Mecca for, that is the true Atlantis and the Mecca for all things, so, and I have, when I first got into the information, I did hear of Dr. Malachi York, and I did study his scrolls and stuff like that. And again, I didn't really get into this national thing until in 2007. So, but with that being said, I wanted to talk about the website that you created. Can you go into a little bit of that? Because there's a lot of information on there, brother. I'm just amazed because I'm still I have it on my phone, but can you give the family your website, please?
Yes. My website is ObaShango-El.com. That's O is in Oscar, B is in Bravo, A is in Alpha, S is in Sierra, H is in Hotel, A is in Alpha, N is in November, G is in Golf, O is in Oscar, E is in Echo, L is in Lima.com. ObaShango-El.com.
Islam. And on that website, what can people expect to see before they even go there? Can you give them a little breakdown of what they're going to be seeing and getting into?
Well, I'm a no-nonsense kind of brother. I keep it real, so what you will get will be when you go to the site. A lot of people are looking at correcting the stats. Right below my picture, they can click the red tab. There's 2 PDFs. And we have an 11-step process that we put together. We have a geneticist on board, a brother named Tyrone Lewis Gannon. And we have someone to assist people in getting a document. If they're not able to do it themselves, we're starting the Blackwell L. And ideal in doing bonds and affidavit of contract in UCC1 to set up your commercial aspect. So when these people actually violate you, you have bonds in place, which are agreements where you can come back and privately administrate, due course for remedy and relief for the harm they've caused. So we have a 11-step process dealing with that. On the site, there's also Project Warm Code, which is weapon of mass color of law destruction. And it's like 8 links. Excuse me. It's like 8 links where you can click on each link, and it has PDFs that discuss the various topics of what the links are. And we also have Toriano's OneDrive, and it's more than 50 gigs of information, steadily growing, folders that are broken down to where you can go in and get, certain knowledge on certain topics, certain subjects, things of that nature. And then we have the video section, videos that I've done, videos that I've been a party to, such as, radio interviews, such as this one, and things of that nature.
Right.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay. Islam. And I wanna ask you. I was told asked to ask you before we go any further, because this is going to be good. My brother, my good brother up top, my sheik, not just my brother, but my sheik, because I am an honorary member of Canaan Land Moors. My brother Cujo wanted me to ask you. He wanted me to ask you. He had you there. He brought you there. They brought you there, and before the Moorish, for the whole Moorish paradigm or the Moorish thing, they were into the conscious, which we all were at one point in time. We were all, in the black conscious division. What did you see there when you came there? What did you see and experience then?
They as far as what the Cujo had going on up there.
Right, as far as the building there, they had a place there.
They had a huge center, man. I mean, this thing was like, man, it was a huge center. It was divided up into sections and everything, and pretty much, man, it was a nice place where they could hold events.
Right.
I
think
they brought Rudra up with the Rudra Notorial Sip.
Okay.
Yep, they got him up. They brought me up, man. We was on the lecture circuit together, me and Brother Ruger, and anybody, man, that they wanted to bring up. They had a nice event center where they could actually hold it. This place was huge.
Okay.
I think it was called Marcus.
The Marcus Garvey Center, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Pardon me. Yes, right. I wanted to say.
That on lock.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
that's how they want, man. And I don't actually know exactly what happened, but you know, they could have had it, you know, something going every week if they wanted to, every weekend if they wanted to.
Wow.
You know, constantly making somebody up. So, you know, they had a nice event center, man. It was, you know, a lot of love up there, man. People, you know, showed a lot of love to me and Brother Rudra. It was nice, man.
Islam.
You know, as far as the politics of the matter, why it's no longer around, I couldn't tell you. You know, I know little brother Cujo, he said there were some elements, man, as far as him, their circle of people that were actually going the other way, man. And the thing about it is, we just, you know, they were doing things that were not, you know, befitting, you know what I'm saying, to coalesce the people,
Right.
to really make that thing jump.
Right.
And the thing about it is, man, when you're dealing with this, you know, I've experienced this over the last, you know, 10 years, dealing with my own personal studies and, you know, trying to get people on one accord.
Right.
Our people, Noble Raleigh said it perfect, our people are a stubborn, hard-headed, very stiff-necked people who hate to be told anything.
Yes.
You know, you give them advice, they're looking at it like, well, who are you to tell me this? Who are you to tell me that?
Right.
So when they run out here and do their own thing, and there's someone, you know, who may have had more years experience in something dealing with, you know, this movement, if they don't want to listen, when they go out here and they run up against these Roman centurions and they get their heads knocked off, you know, then they want to come back to the elder or one of the elders and, you know, ask, well, what do I need to do now when the elder already told you? Well, I told you, so
Right.
don't do that. Don't go that way.
Right.
You know, and they don't want to hear correction. They just want to know how can the situation be fixed. Well, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
You already had, you know, prior knowledge because someone who has already been down that road told you what to expect and why you shouldn't do that. But you went down that road anyway. Now you're in trouble with Rome. And now Rome is on you. And then you want to come back, you know, to the person who told you don't do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, you know, now you have to fix that situation. It's not my job to fix it for you. Or it's my job to help you fix it. You have to fix it because you are the one that actually brought that upon yourself. You know, little brother, man, probably had elements, issues going on like that, man, and, you know, that event center could have really been nice, you know. So, I mean, you know, these are the things that we're running into in the movement.
Right.
You know, a lot of people, man, they're not really taking this information, sitting it down and dissecting it, man, piece by piece, bit by bit, before they execute anything.
Right. Right. Islam to that. Islam to that. And pardon me. That just goes back to what, you know, a good brother, a good rapper. You know, he may not have been in the full movement, but that goes back to what he was saying. It's not them killing us. I want to say Tupac. It's not them killing us. It's us killing us, and we are our own so-called enemy, really.
Yeah, we are. It's you know, L and they does not remove the so-called Willie Lynch syndrome.
Right.
Right. Just because you put an L or A, you know,
That's
on
right.
the end of your appellation or somewhere within your appellation, you know, you haven't put it within your mind.
Right.
You
That's
still
right.
have Willie Lynch syndrome.
That's right.
You know, and this is serious, you know, this is the problems that we're running into. So a lot of times what I do is I pretty much just sit back and watch. After I've said what I need to say to someone, and then it's up to them what they do with the information.
Islam.
You know, once the information, once they decide to go left with it and they get
Islam to that. Islam to that, prick bro. And so let's get on this your website, brother, because pardon me, I'm telling you, it's beautiful, y'all. I'm looking at it right now, so but it's really beautiful, bro. And not going into too much, but just if you can, get a brief, not a long winded, because I want them to go and study for themselves. Please, I implore you, family, go to this site. It is really, really enlightening. And I just want to go just over a few pointers here, and just ask you about, let's say, number one, documents number 33 and 34, code name the Krakens. Now, when I think of the Krakens, I think of the old school movie. I'm a 70s baby, so I think of the Krakens. I think of the Clash of the Titans movie. You remember? Like, can you explain that?
Yeah, or the giant octopus sea monster.
Right, you're right.
Yeah, basically, those documents, they were in response to an action that I had taken, corresponding with the Roman so-called United States Department of State, and they had sent back a fraudulent correspondence, and I guess they were trying to be. They didn't know who they were dealing with. They didn't know who they were dealing with. So, first things first. If I get any correspondence from so-called Rome, or the colonizers, the first thing I'm going to do is look it over with lawful eyes. There was no party of liability attached. There was a blank so-called petition that anyone could possibly claim or feel. So therefore, the correspondence right there is fraudulent because there's no party of liability. If you say something, you put something out there, well, you got to be liable for your own words and actions.
Right.
If you're trying to give somebody or tell somebody something or what they can and cannot do, well, who are you to say this? So, there has to be someone to challenge. So they messed up at that point. And then I sat down and actually decided to, instead of just addressing what they said, I said, you know what? Let me kill this once and for all. Number one, these people have been over here far too long and have gotten far too comfortable in my house.
Right.
This is not their house. I don't care how long you've been here. You are still a colonizer.
Right.
And the thing about it is, you don't walk into a man or woman's house, sit down on their couch, and put your feet up on their coffee table.
Not at all.
Your money.
Not at all.
So that means you've got too comfortable. So let me explain to you, this is the action that I decided to take dealing with them. I said, let me explain to you who you are, who I am, and where you are. Not where you think that you are, but where you actually are. And that's when I've gone down into the blood history and law of who we are as a people here, and also the history of this land.
Right.
And who it actually belongs to according to law, according to natural law, as well as ecclesiastically, as well as the maxims of law, things of that nature. So
right.
That's what brought about those documents, document number 33 and document number 34. And not only that, I decided to air out, air them out about some little secrets that they like to try to hide, that a majority of people are not aware of, and dealing with what they're calling citizenship and jurisdiction and all of these things. Well, let's drag these documents that you actually are hiding and placing in various locations where you think that people won't be able to find them. And let's drag these documents down and let's talk about it. So that's part of the mission in regards to writing those documents.
Islam to that, brother, because again, like I say, it is a lot on here. And which one of the documents that also piqued my interest is the military training argument, and what they're supposed to be doing and what they're doing in the schools, far as the children. And if I can pull it up, and I'm doing that and see if I can pull that up now, but it's really, really enlightening how these people like to take over and act like they're not taking over. They've been here all along, and it's just crazy. And again, family, I say please go visit the brother's website, because it has a treasure trove of information there for you, family. And with that, I know that this computer is being a little slow, but like I said, we're going to get there and make it. But in the meantime, in between time, can you go a little bit over the military training document?
Yeah, the military training manual was written by a guy by the last name, I think it's Atwood. I first come across that document, maybe about 8 years ago. And I started, going through the document, perusing it, and found out that actually that document was actually in print 1930, and it was circulated to the current enlisted of the U.S. military, and it talks about the difference between a democracy and a republic, and what the United States of America was actually established as. Well, upon further research of that, I found that Franklin D. Roosevelt, when he had assumed office, he put out a witch hunt for that document, and had all the ones that he could get his hands on rounded up and burned.
Wow.
Yeah. He did a witch hunt on the document. And because the thing about it is, where he was getting ready to take the United States and the United States of America at that time was into a Admiralty Maritime full military corporate jurisdiction.
Right.
And he couldn't have any evidence lying around. Well, evidence, because it talks about a democracy, it talks about a republic, and the differences between the two in that document.
Right.
And so he wanted no trace of it left. And the thing about it is, there are a couple of documents, 1933 through 1945 was a very tumultuous time, because there's a lot of upheaval going on due to the bankruptcy, due to the Great Depression.
Right.
Beyond the outset of war, World War II, and government programs put up. So that document, is basically, let people know about the difference between a monarchy, a republic, democracy, and what the United States was found as. Democracy is mob rule, the mobocracy.
Right.
So that's very good, ebook, very good PDF. Now, there's some other documents because you're looking at that
think that's what it is. The incriminating evidence of the existence of the U.S. democracy as admitted by the words of public officials.
Exactly. Yeah, that's under the link. Who told you this was a democracy?
That's right. That's right. Yes, I think that's one. That's right. And it's I've also, pardon the interjection, know about and heard. I mean, not say know about, but I've heard about one of the ones I see here. Also, the Federalist Papers.
Yes. Yes. Federalist Papers number 10. Federalist Papers number 10 goes into when they were getting ready to set up a central government. Whether it was going to be a monarchy or a democracy or a republic. Well, the republic was the way that they decided to go. And the thing about it is, what's so ironic is that Carthage, Carthage is actually the ancient Moorish Empire, and Algiers, Morocco, Tunis, Tripoli, Punic, Iberia, they actually had a Republican form of government, and the Americas from north to south, and the islands of the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, were all annexed under the Punic, Iberian, Carthaginian, Phoenician, Canaanite Empire when Carthage was a republic. So, by the very aspect of annexation and proclamation, the United States, the Americas at that time were brought into a Republican construct. Way back then, over 2,500 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So, it's very, very, how should I say, history repeats itself.
Right. Right.
So, with the Federalist Papers, they talk about, Carthage, the Republic of Carthage in there.
Wow. Wow. And with that, I want to also ask you, we hear a lot about democracy and republic, but at one time, again, there was, you go to the polls or whatever, and you'll see republic first, and then you can vote Democrat, and then also independent. Can you elaborate on that a little more?
Well, yes. Republican, Democrat, and Independent, those are just parties or platforms for the foundation. The foundation in and of itself is a republic.
Right.
The parties do not change the nature of the foundation. The foundation in and of itself was started as a republic, 1787, Constitution organic. So therefore, whether it's a Democrat or whether it's Republican or whether it's independent, they're supposed to operate according to the foundational principles which upheld the republic. Now, the party just means certain views that each party may have on the foundation, but it cannot supersede, the views cannot supersede the foundational form of government.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So therefore, in 1700s, 1800s, the Democrats were the ones who believed in chattel servitude, and they upheld that to the fullest. The Republicans, not so much. They didn't really deal in it. They did more of it, But now you have the Democrats. They're called the left, and the other Republicans who are called conservatives or the right.
Right.
And Democrats are known as the liberals. The liberal left are called the liberal left, and conservative right. matter. It doesn't matter because who or what you call yourself, if you're not operating according to the foundational principles, which they verbally and for the record have abandoned it. They abandoned it during the FDR New Deal years,
Right.
1933 to 1945, and it was official that they were a democracy. Because prior to that, if you go and read the fireside chat
Right.
of FDR, and if you read the 1933, 1937, 1941, and 1945 inaugural addresses of Franklin D. Roosevelt, all throughout those addresses in the fireside chat, he upheld and praised democracy. And he said, those men or people who tell you that democracy does not work or cannot work, pay no attention to them, you know. And his whole, basically what he did was, he pulled a coup d'etat. And he pulled a coup d'etat, he pulled a seize of power.
Right.
And the people at that time, you know, did not object to it, you know. So their silence in his performance, under their silence, when he gave them notice of what he was getting ready to set up, basically they agreed to it.
Right.
You know, they agreed to it. When he said in his inaugural address, this is where we're going. You know, we're going to a democracy. The people that allowed me, voted me in, so they, you know, agreed with me being their instrument, you know, to put this democracy in. And no one at that time questioned him or wrote the president or challenged him. But there was one on the record. His name was Torkelson from Montana, you know, a congressman, and he put it for the record, you know, what was going on. And there was a lot of international interplay and espionage behind the scenes, which was Great Britain was pulling some of the strings of key players in the United States over here. There was bankers in on this, and politicians. There were school teachers in on this. There were lawyers in on this. All of this to put this this international African maritime corporate military regime, you know, run by bankers in the place. There was a lot of people and a lot of money spent to get the United States to where it is today in regards to where it is. It's a total corporation. It's a war machine.
Right. Right.
And there's really no republic whatsoever to be seen in it.
Right.
It's a mobocracy. It's a mobocracy / war machine. And all of this was instituted during the really cemented during the 1933-1945 New Deal. It actually had begun earlier during the Reconstruction era.
Right.
You know, bits and pieces and whatnot of it. When they actually marched back into the South and overthrew the lawfully elected officials, you know, the state legislators and the governor, and they put puppet pretenders in there to supposedly ratify, quote unquote, the 14th Amendment, which was a fraud. They never did.
Right.
Well, that was, you know, the bits and pieces of international key people setting this thing up and finally get it up to the New Deal era. And the New Deal was, you know, is where we are today in regards to the effects of that. You know, so this whole thing, you know, the platforms, back to the platforms, it doesn't matter because all three, whether you're Republican, Democrat, or an independent, you're upholding the New Deal. You're no longer even running on, you know, the foundation. foundation is you're upholding the bankers' government. You know, so it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter what they call themselves at the same time.
Right, right. And pardon the interjection, that was really beautiful, brother, and I appreciate that. And I do want to put this in there because it's very enlightening that when you go to this site and you go to this particular key, where it says only one person was against the New Deal, and that is coming from Congressional Record Proceedings and Debates of the 76th Congress, Third Session. Steps Toward British Union, a World State and International Strife, Part 1. Remarks of Honorable J. Thorkelson, Thorkelson of Montana, in the House of Representatives, Monday, August 19th, 1940. And it goes on and he's into the speaker. And I just want to go and just read just a little bit because in this particular paper, in this record, it speaks of America and Canada. America and Canada. So I just want to go over just a brief one. It says, Mr. Thorkelson, Mr. Speaker, in the order that the American people may have a clearer understanding of those who over a period of years have been undermining this republic in order to return to the British Empire. I have inserted in the record a number of articles to prove this point. These are entitled Steps Toward British Union, a World State and International Strife. This is part 1, and in this I include, I hope, expressed by Mr. Andrew Carnegie in his book entitled Triumphant Democracy. In this he expressed himself in this manner. Let men say will, surely, and America united, so surely is it to shine upon, to greet again the reunited States, the British American Union. So I just want to throw that little tidbit in there just for the record. Wow.
Yep, that information right there, man, he goes in, and not only that, he also talks about it in the proof of the authenticity of British secret documents, how Franklin D. Roosevelt actually pulled a coup d'etat. He says the pattern is New Deal after the coup d'etat that overthrew the various republics in South America, Asia government in South America. He had patterned it after them. So it tells you that, yes, it tells you that he patterned the New Deal after the coup d'etat. So that lets you know he pulled a coup d'etat.
He pulled a fast. Wow. Whoa. Pardon me. This is a bombshell right here, bro. And I want to give you major thanks because I just seen this peep, and I just peeped this more. Pardon me, give me 1 second. But I just peeped this, and it's a lot, especially with a lot of dirty Moors, and I'm not going to throw no names out there. A lot of dirty Moors says Canada is not American, or Canada is not part of America. But right here, this is coming from Andrew Carnegie. And I just want to read this small part. Brother, you're amazing, brother. I want to give you honors. This says, and I quote, Britain and America being now firmly agreed that those who attempted to tax the American colonies against their protests were wrong, and that in resisting this, the colonists vindicated their rights as British citizens and therefore only did their duty. The question arises, is a separation forced upon one of the parties and now deeply regretted by the other to be permanent? I cannot think so and crave permission to present some considerations in support of my belief that the future is certain to bring reunion of the separated parties, which will probably come about in this way. Those born north and south of an imaginary line, and I'm putting emphasis on imaginary line between Canada and the United States, being all Americans, must soon merge. Wow, That's a that,
Exactly.
that speaks volumes more.
Exactly. Exactly.
It is not to be believed that Americans and Canadians will not be warned by Europe, with its divisions armed not against foreign foes, but against each other. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And
Wow.
there's even records where you can go and look at these records where the United States was preparing some type of, they was actually preparing for war with Canada.
Really?
Yeah, you can Google those. At one point in time, there's historical records that shows, and this was recent, this was in the last 20th century, that the United States was actually preparing for war with Canada. You can Google it.
Wow.
Yeah. So these are bankers' manipulation.
Right. Right.
These are bankers' manipulation. Now, the United States, in and of itself, and the 50 corporate states, in and of itself, are wholly and entirely owned by the bankers.
Right.
They are beholden to their foreign principles through the machinations of the Federal Reserve system. That is a foreign international bank operating as the United States Central Bank.
Wow.
And every time these people, are doing business with that mechanism, with their commercial paper, their promissory notes called the Federal Reserve note, which actually has no backing whatsoever.
Right.
And, saying, well, this is a democracy. Well, they're the ones that participating in their own enslavement.
That's right.
The people are participating in their own enslavement. And you're running around and you don't know how the United States and the United States of America was actually established, but you're participating in the fraud. Well, you cannot screen fraud if you're participating in it and you know it, because ignorance of the law is no excuse.
That's right.
So you're willfully participating in it. Now what's the difference if you're participating in it because you're being held at gunpoint? But if you're actually participating in it, wholeheartedly, and ignorance of the law is no excuse, and it tells you that this was to be a constitutional form of government on the basis or the foundation of a republic, and you're screaming democracy, well, you're participating in it, man, under your own admission.
Right. That's right.
And this is where a vast majority of the people are. Now, as it relates to us as a people, Moors, Moors are not a part. Let me say for the record, because a lot of Moors, they get this so misunderstood. Moors, the United States, the Republic was not set up for us. The United States of America Republic was not set up for Moors.
Mm-hmm.
It was given to Europeans, so they would have a functioning form of government after they had rebelled against the colonial master, which was Britain.
Right.
And separated from England. The Republic was established for them, so they would have a political home. There were two forms of government long before Columbus had already come over here. Well, actually, there were three forms of government. Okay?
Right.
The first form of government was the Aboriginal way under natural law.
That's right.
The Aboriginal way under natural law, which is most of our tribes over here were matriarchal.
That's right.
Basically, the last decision was held by a group of women.
The mothers. That's right.
Mothers, for anything. The last
right. And pardon the interjection. That would be to like if my tribe wanted to go to war with your tribe by us being men, we would have to go to the mothers and get that sanction first.
Exactly. Not one woman, because there are some women running around that got it twisted.
Right.
They
Right.
think that there's a soul. No, this is not Queen of England type stuff.
Right. Right.
There's a group of women. All right. The second form of government was the one that the Carthaginian, Phoenician, Canaanite, Punic, Iberian Empire brought in, which was a republic.
Mm-hmm.
Their various establishments that they had over here, in their colonies that they had over here, were ran according to the parent government that actually sponsored the colonization, which was Carthage/Punic, Iberian. All right. The third form of government that was over here was the Islamic, Quranic form of government, what we now today call Sharia, but it was government ran by the Quran when the Muslims started coming over here and colonizing.
Right.
Long before Columbus. Okay. Long before the Vikings and the Knights Templars and various people.
Right.
All right. Now, when the Europeans finally started coming over, post 1492, then they brought over the Crown Colony. The Spanish Crown Colony, the English Crown Colony, the Dutch Crown Colony, these various groups. And what happened was the laws of the various crowns became the form of government in the various colonies.
Right. Right.
So those were your governments that were established prior to, United States of America and the Constitution. So when the Europeans decided to say enough is enough, and they want to throw off the shackles of, the colonial master, England, Great Britain, then that's when a republic was formed with a basis of government, various houses. Today you call them cabinets, and today you call them the House and the Senate.
Right.
It's based off of the Haudenosaunee, known as the Iroquois.
Right.
And this is where their structure has actually come from. A vast portion of their system of government actually came from, us.
Right.
So that was for an establishment so they could be recognized and do commerce, amongst the nations of the earth as well as with us.
That's right.
So that was not set up for us. The Republic for the United States of America was not set up for us, so we already had our own various forms of government, from the indigenous matriarch perspective, or the Aboriginal matriarch perspective, to the Republic of Carthage that was still over here, as well as the Islamic Moorish aspect of doing running a society by the Quran, or the lessons of the Quran, over here.
That's right.
In some aspects there was synchronization of all three.
Right.
To that. So, synchronization. So, that was for the Europeans.
That's right.
What happened was, a lot of our people started to leave and wanted to be a part of what they had formed. In other words, they wanted to leave what was already in place for them and become a part of something less.
Right.
And what happened was they ended up getting treated very badly, in that establishment, and allowing themselves to become denaturalized. And what happened was it made it bad for us all, because by you being mistreated in something that was not established for you, now it caused the people
Right. Right.
And that's where the Fugitive Slave Act and all of this stuff actually began to be called, because the thing about it is there was no fugitive slave. Number one, we're not sloppy.
Right.
We're free men and women on our own land as aborigines, you know,
Right.
who were kidnapped and thrown into a corporate political construct for chattel servitude.
Wow. Right.
So the Fugitive Slave Act and these various things were actually put in place because what it allowed them to do now was declare anybody of a certain phenotype who was walking around free to be a fugitive slave, and they could be kidnapped and thrown on a plantation.
Wow.
This was the real deal behind it.
Right. 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 And part of the interjection, bro. We coming down on the hour of it, so we're gonna have to come back for a part 2 on this, because we got to do a part 2 to this, bro. We just got to do a part 2 to this, but I don't want it to cut off on you. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a small intermission, then come back, and we'll have about 5 more minutes. And I want to get you to give some shout outs and some more of your information where you can be contacted, because I want to come back for a part 2 to this. Is that cool?
That sounds good.
Okay. We're gonna take a small intermission right here, and we'll be right back, family. And we're back with my big brother, your big brother, Toriano ObaShango-El, and you can go ahead and do your thing, more. We got about 5 more minutes left. I want to give out some information where you can be reached and contact. Also, your website again, and any shout outs you want to give out before we close out.
Yes, once again, you can reach me at ObaShango-El.com. That's ObaShango-El.com. O is in Oscar, B is in Bravo, A is in Alpha, S is in Sierra, H is in Hotel, A is in Alpha, N is in November, G is in Golf, O is in Oscar, E is in Echo, L is in Lima.com. And please visit the Toriano's OneDrive, over 50 gigs of information, and also view Project Wamco, and you may view the video section as well. With this video, with this interview today, will be added to that section as well. So I'd like to give, thanks to Amber Toriano, El Bay, our matriarch of the Washita. She's transitioned now, but I know she's watching over. I'd like to give, a high honors and thanks to Prophet Noble Drew Ali, as well as high honors and thanks to Liam Bay and Prince Uriel Bay. So, of Kingdom of Edmortium. And be sure you get his books. I did a speaking on his books earlier this week, and now Amazon is trying to take the price up. So if you can get your hand on those books, very key messages in there, and serious jewels about this land and it being in trust, held in trust. And I like to give a shout out to all the Moorish elders who are still keeping the torch burning for the younger generation. And pretty much that's it.
Islam.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Brother, it's been blissful, and we're definitely coming back for part 2. And I wanna thank you, brother, for coming on, because this partner interjection is the platform for the people. So I thank you, and I give you honors. And like I said, we'll talk more offline, so no worries to that. And I want to, again, thank you, give you honors. While you're here, I want to first and foremost give all honors and thanks to the mothers. Because as I say, without the mothers, no man would be here. So, and I would say thank you, my good brother, my prophet, your prophet for the people, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Because around these parts, we rep Drew Ali all day, and that's DEY. So I want to thank my brother again, Cujo. Thank you, brother. Yeah, thank you for, putting me on. And my brother Loon Bay. Because Loon, without you, brother, I wouldn't have my brother on here now. So I want to thank you that live. And again, we're going to come. Indeed. And I also want to say thank you to my brother Isaiah the Duke of Tears, because I did have him on here 2 times, and we're gonna have to get him back on here too, and maybe get you brothers together and all y'all together at one time on here if that's possible. He did tell me something about brother Uriel that you just mentioned, and yes, brother, that's a powerful brother, and I gotta get some of his stuff. So I'm gonna make it an effort on getting that. And again, I thank you, my brother, for coming on, and I'll get with you shortly here. Again, family, anytime, family. It's been an honor and an honor for having our guest, your brother, my brother, the Honorable Toriano ObaShango-El. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Peace and love, everyone. Ashe.
Peace, more. Again, another beautiful show, another blissful more to come on the show and give us some knowledge and acknowledge the movement. And it's a beautiful time to be alive, Moors. With that, I say, don't believe me. Go check it out for yourself, and you'll be amazed at the jewels you'll find on your treasure hunt, Moors. I love you, Moors. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Pardon the Interjection. I am your host, Supreme L. And I want to thank my guest, co-host, Toriano ObaShango-El. As I always say, until next time, stay safe, family. Islam, love, and peace forevermores.
Conscious in this world. You're fully aware and awake to what's going on in this world. That's what conscious rap means. So if you got conscious rap, that means you got unconscious rap. That means you got motherfuckers that's unconscious rapping. That means they sleeping. They still under the spell of Leviathan. They still under the spell of King.
Call me brother man, I'm not the rubber man. Though I keep my Nazis in affairs wrapped with some rubber bands. Burning out the Ku Klux Klan and with the Grand Dairy Queen misters. Just butts of guns I'm giving. Trying to make more sovereign citizens, these minions. Help kill your prophets, stole your treasury millions. You heard it from your brother man, not a smother sellout. Sex links in K2 push days, keep me red out. I got the knowledge to make these silly hoes question the pimpin' directors of music videos. Gay laws and persons with strap-on boots with heels. Too much graphic art faces, boobs are not real. Since MCM and Troop, they use Timberland boots to get us all caught up in fashion, not the simple men roots. Got our people on dogmatic, not metaphysic. Exoteric, not esoteric is how you missed it. So out of it you couldn't feel the natural mystic blowing through the air like it didn't give a shit. I hear the dirty Moors dissing, cause I said profanities. A lot of these grand cheeks need to take off the panties. Pull the thong out your crack fest wearing bitch ass nigga. Return to where the prophet found you, negro ass nigga.
It's time to choose a side. You're either positive or you negative. You're either evil or you good. You understand what I'm saying? Choose a side, nigga. I know what side I'm on.
I throw a Molotov at the priest that works for the beast. All they want is our people to rest in peace. No intention of allowing more stress to ease. Cracker won't go home to spread himself the disease. Genocidal epidemic kill us in high proportions. Instead of mummified, we stay boxing cautions. Mayors attend funerals for PR purposes. Where's the police escort? He replied with nervousness. He said, I don't have those numbers or connections to have Metro Police lead your friend's funeral procession. That's coming from Mr. Mayor, black community player, no question in the hood, dropping off boxes of weapons. Then blame black on black crime on natural causes. Plus those doctors aren't on point but off a bit. Natural mystics prove they're not holistic. Hypocrite oaths make your children autistic.
I'm at the point now where I'm saying I'm tired of mixing the medicine with the food. I'm tired of playing that game. Now I'm shoving straight medicine down your fucking throat, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Straight doses of medicine.